Las Vegas is one of America's best cities for golf, and recently I had the pleasure of playing the beautiful and impeccable DragonRidge Country Club in Henderson, Nevada. With amazing views of the Las Vegas Strip just 20 minutes away, this is honestly one of the most beautiful and amazing private clubs that I've had the pleasure of playing. In today's YouTube video, we're taking you on the course and showing you every shot from a full 18-hole round at beautiful DragonRidge Country Club. We'll start at the first hole, a short 401-yard par 4, and this wind is dead into my face. I've taken a 3-wood here, and I'm going to need to flight this one low to take it out of the wind. We've done just that and have been able to find the center of the fairway. Got about 180 yards left for my approach shot, but this is dead into the wind. Again, this is a very stern opening test considering the wind, and I've hit a 5-iron here, pulled a little bit left of my target, but it's a solid strike and it's going to give me a chance at an opening birdie putt. Got about 40 feet for birdie, and from this distance, obviously I'm just trying to snuggle it close. Made a good stroke here, and we've done just that. We've given ourselves a very good opportunity to just get a 2-putt, and we start today's round with a par.
Well, everybody, it doesn't take long until you get to one of the signature holes here at beautiful DragonRidge. Take a look at the view from the beautiful second hole. Wow, we have climbed up a very steep stairway here. We find ourselves atop a 229-yard par 3 overlooking the beautiful Las Vegas Strip. Wow, this is stunning. 229, playing about 10 yards downwind. GPS got me right at 219. Let's give it a go.
You can't think of a better backdrop than the Las Vegas Strip when you're playing in the state of Nevada. This is one of the most beautiful tee shots I've seen recently, and we managed to hit a great solid 5-iron here. It goes right over the flagstick. Unfortunately, this was a little bit downwind, so I had trouble, keeping this on the green, but it was a solid strike. We found the back bunker, hit a pretty decent shot here that's rolled out, and we've got about 10 feet left for par. Unfortunately, I had people on the tee box waiting for me. I was a little bit rushed. That's a bogey, and on to the next hole. The third hole plays 398 yards from the championship tees, and this is actually straight downwind. I'm trying to just kind of hit a 70% shot. Don't hit the best shot here, but it's not going to kill me. I've just missed the fairway here, but nonetheless just have a short wedge shot in. Managed to put a good strike on here, and we're going to have a good look at a birdie. Just a little bit of a misread there. Left myself about 4 feet, but confidently walked that in for par. The first par 5 of the day comes at the fourth hole, stretching out to 523 yards. This green is definitely reachable in 2, especially considering it is downwind. Put the swing of the day here and just absolutely pummel this right down the middle of the fairway. I have just over 180 yards left, and I've decided to hit a small 3/4 7-iron. It's a little bit right of my target, but the distance is pretty much spot on, and we've left ourselves in a pretty good position to get up and down. I hit a good chip shot here and tap in for the first birdie of the day. This is a stunning par 3, just 185 yards. This is a little bit downwind as well, and I'm just hitting a small 3/4 8-iron. Absolutely flush this, and this is right on top of the pin. Just about 10 feet short of the pin. This is a very makeable birdie putt. I hit a good stroke here, unfortunately just did not give it enough pace, but a tap-in 3 is always acceptable on par 3s. Another short par 4, just 359 yards. This is the 6th hole with a nice elevated tee shot here, and I've decided to hit a little low stinger, and this came off absolutely perfect. That was my hybrid, and that's going to leave me a comfortable wedge in for my next shot. Just over 100 yards, this is just a standard wedge shot. Committed, solid, and we're going to have another good attempt at a birdie. We're going to call this 15 feet, and again, I'm just struggling a little bit with the lines and trying to get the right pace. It's not the best effort from 15 feet, never had it on the right line, and unfortunately I feel I gave one away there. This is the #1 handicap hole at DragonRidge, and this is a very difficult hole. The stretch is 441 yards from the tips, and now the wind has shifted, and this is directly into my face. In order to play this shot, you're going to have to just step up and hit a great tee ball, and you're going to have to hit a shot that goes left to right. Honestly, this was one of my better swings of the day. You're flirting a little bit with that water on the right side, but I've hit a great shot here, and I've got a great chance to be aggressive. The wind is howling as I hit this approach shot. Got about 150 yards here, but I'm going to be hitting a full 8-iron. close that club face down a little bit, but we're on the green, and nonetheless, we're going to have a chance at a birdie. This is a challenging putt. It goes downhill, breaking back left to right. Pretty happy with this result, as it leaves me an easy opportunity to tap in for my 4. The longest hole at Dragon Ridge is the 8th hole, stretching out to 563 yards. And let's see how we do on this par 5. I end up pulling this shot a little bit left of my target, but that's okay. Actually, this hole is playing into the wind, so this will easily be a 3-shot hole. I take a 5-iron here, pull this again, but again, this is a 3-shot hole, so that's not going to do me any damage at all. In fact, it leaves me in a perfect position. I've got just over 115 yards left, and I want to hit a nice solid wedge shot here. Another committed swing right on the target. Let's see if we can get one of those missed birdie putts back. Hit a great stroke here, just needed to stay up, and it does. Here we go, our second birdie of the day. And that brings us to the 9th hole. This is a very beautiful hole with those hills in the backdrop. Also a pretty demanding tee shot, 444 yards, a severe left to right dog leg. Unfortunately, I don't capitalize on that birdie, and I actually put myself in a difficult position here, very left, and I'm going to have a long way in. Got about 210 yards left. We've got a decent lie in the first cut of rough here, and I'm going to be hitting a full 5-iron here. Managed to hit a good strike here, but actually a little bit too much grass between the ball, so I don't get it all the way to the green. I'm just short of the green here, probably got about 30 yards to the pin. This is a pretty standard pitch that I would like to get pretty close. Unfortunately, when you're chipping into the wind, it's very easy to leave this approach shot short, and that's exactly what I've done. Giving myself a testy 10-footer for the par. Again, I hit a pretty decent stroke, but just didn't have the line again. Struggling to read these greens correctly. And with that bogey, we make the turn at an even par 36, and now it's off to the back 9. The 10th hole is a short 368-yard par 4, and this is straight downwind. I've actually taken a hybrid here, but I'm actually worried about going through the fairway even with this club. So I'm going to be flighting this down, just trying to hit a little 3/4 shot. I actually hit this perfect stinger, and that's exactly what it does. It actually runs through the fairway and into the rough. Just over 100 yards left here. The ball's in some thick rough, but nonetheless, it's just a wedge shot here. A little bit tricky with this wind, but we managed to hit another solid committed wedge shot. And let's be honest, you cannot be in Las Vegas and not think of Kevin Na, and this is exactly what we did on this putt. Get the fist out, start walking, and walk that birdie putt in exactly like Kevin Na. We've missed some short putts today, but that certainly makes up for that sloppy bogey on the 9th hole, and that's a bounce back birdie to get us back to 1 under par. The 11th hole is beautiful. This is a fantastic view, 440-yard par 4, beautiful tee shot here. We managed to step up and hit a great shot right down the middle. We've got just about 110 yards left. This is just a small wedge for me. As you can see, that flag is blowing, it's downwind, and we've left ourselves about 25 feet down the hill, but I'm feeling very confident with the speed of these greens. I don't get the read on that, but I've actually hit a perfect pace, and it's a nice, easy tap-in par. Here we are on the first par 5 on the back 9. This is the 12th hole, 562 yards. And we're not going left of those trees, we're not going right, but we're going straight over them. With the swirling wind and large rock hazard, this is a no-brainer, definitely a layup shot for me here. Let's go ahead and see if we can make birdie the hard way by hitting a good third shot. Just 130 yards left for my third shot. Hit a solid shot here, just a little bit right of my target. And unfortunately, this is going to be a tough birdie putt here. Again, from this distance, you're just trying to really get a 2-putt. And we've done a good job there. Again, hitting it close enough to tap in for a par 5. This is a gorgeous hole here. You can start to see some of the beautiful mountains here in Henderson. Just 375 yards here. This is just a nice, solid little 3-wood off the tee as I'm drawing this around and putting myself in a good position to attack. Now this approach shot was actually very difficult. The green is very narrow and it is dead into the wind. I've got about 130 yards in and I've decided to hit a full pitching wedge. I've hit the green, but unfortunately I've got about 60 feet up the hill to this second ridge here. And as you can see, I've just done a very bad job of reading the greens today. I've been really reading them, not playing enough break, and unfortunately now I've got about 7 feet left for my par. The skyline of Vegas is beautiful, but unfortunately that's a 3-putt bogey. And that brings us to the beautiful 14th hole. This is actually probably my favorite par 3 on the property. You don't actually appreciate how beautiful this tee shot is. The camera does not pick it up. It's actually a very intimidating tee shot, 202 yards here, and I've actually absolutely pured this. This goes right over the hole, and I just did not calculate the right distance on here, but you can see my ball mark. It was pretty much right next to the flag. It ran through the green, but it's left us in a very simple position. And I've been quite happy with my chipping here. This is very nice. Chip it up to about 2 feet, and that's an easy tap-in par for my 3. We're down to the final 4 holes. This is the 15th hole, a 418-yard par 4, and we've hit a pretty decent tee shot here. A little bit right of my target, but that's not going to hurt us. We've had a lot of holes played downwind. Unfortunately, this is dead into the wind, and I'm trying to flight this a little bit lower. Unfortunately, I don't get that club face back to square, and now I've left myself in a difficult position to get up and down for my par. This is a great angle. Notice the undulations and how I'm playing this here. I've just got my sand wedge here. I've decided to take it over that slope, get it on top of that second ridge, and that's a pretty decent effort here. We're gonna have about 5 feet left for my par. This is the kind of putts that you need to keep a good round going. We've hit a good putt there. Unfortunately, it hits the lip and bounces out. Ooh, the putting has been really weak for us today, but we just need to stay patient. We're still going to be able to post a good score if we can just stay patient. All right, let's see if we can get one back here. We have a short par 4. This is 16, 320 yards here. I've decided to be aggressive and go ahead and take the driver, and I've absolutely hit a perfect one right down the middle, and this will give us a great chance at making a birdie. Now this hole was dead into the wind, so I've still got about 50 yards left, and this is a very nice controlled wedge shot that just goes to about 6 or 7 feet left for my birdie. Time to make up for those missed birdie putts. Let's see if we can get one back. Unfortunately, the story continues. Just misread, misread, misread. And ladies and gentlemen, that's a good example of just not playing enough break there. And that's something that I should have been learning from. And it's something that I definitely need to be paying more attention to, as I've realized that I'm really struggling a little bit on just being able to properly read these greens. But nonetheless, we come to the 17th hole, another beautiful tee shot here. This is 194 yards over a canyon. Now this is again straight downwind, and it's difficult to judge the distance here, but I have taken an 8-iron and I'm just trying to hit a nice solid shot. We've hit a beautiful tee shot here, but unfortunately being downwind, it's just almost impossible to stop that on the front of the green. And that is actually hit, and that ball has rolled past the pin, and now we've got about 40 feet left. You know, I've been struggling with the putting all day, but you know what? I don't want a 3-putt here. Let's step up here and make a good solid stroke. And sometimes when you're struggling with putting, you tend to overthink. I just told myself, Cyrus, you're playing good. Just step up and let's make this putt and get to the last hole. And that's exactly what we do.
Well, everyone, we've made it to the final hole, 553-yard par 5. We're currently 1 over par for the round, playing pretty good. Of course, we wish we had made a few more putts. But nonetheless, we have one last par 5, and if we can birdie this hole, we'll shoot an even round of 72. We got a double fairway here, another gorgeous view of the valley. Let's see how we do.
This is a fun tee shot on the 18th hole, 553 yards, but once again, it is straight downwind, and we have hit a bomb down here, and we're just going to have a mid-iron into this par 5. We're in position A here on the last hole. I've got about 185 yards in, slightly downwind, and I've decided to hit a 3/4 7-iron, and it's an absolutely perfect shot, and this is exactly how you want to finish up. And we have ourselves 20 feet left for eagle. Let's see if we can get some redemption for all those missed putts. It's actually probably my best stroke of the day, just a little bit short, but nonetheless, we'll take this for a tap-in birdie on the last hole, and that's coming in 36 for an even par round of 72. Everyone, I want to thank you for joining me on this beautiful tour of the DragonRidge Country Club in Henderson, Nevada. I absolutely enjoyed this course. There is some stunning vistas. We hit some amazing shots, but if you have to excuse me, I'm going to go directly to the putting green and start to work on learning how to read these greens better. Everyone, my name is Cyrus Jansen. I'm a US PGA professional, and if you want to learn more about how to improve your golf, come follow along, click subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you all in another video soon.